Number 2, Big Chill. Please hit the like button. By the way, our friend, Tone, Jason Cole in hour number 3 at 5:30 Eastern. We'll get his thoughts on free agency. I got a priority list for the Eagle free agents. I want to do that. Also, I want to say this to you. I hope Jason Kelsey comes back. He had such a great year. He's such a great football player. He's such a great leader. By the way, that podcast between him and his brother is as genuine as you can watch two brothers just be real. It's as good as it gets. That's one of my favorite podcasts is the two Kelsey boys. What's the name of it? Tone, do you know the name of it? I really enjoy it. It's two guys, and both were talking about the Super Bowl and their experience. New heights. Man, that's as good as it gets. I really enjoy both of those guys talking about their experience that they had with their family and friends during the Super Bowl. And you could make a movie off that thing. I thought it was really great. Thanks, man. I mean, I don't follow very many people on my Instagram, but I started following those guys on Instagram. It's a great podcast. They're talking constantly about their family. They're constantly talking about their journey on how they got to where they are. I didn't realize that Jason Kelsey was like a walk-on at Cincinnati. And Travis Kelsey was thrown off his team, and the brother went and talked to the coaches so that they could get him. Can you imagine that? Got him back on the team. He was a higher-rated quarterback than even Patrick Mahomes in high school. I mean, it's really a great podcast. I enjoy. I don't really enjoy a lot of sports broadcasts, especially the podcast. Okay, I really don't enjoy them. I haven't seen one better than ours, but that thing there is as good as it gets. It really is. It's as good as it gets. I like it a lot. Dome goes, I agree with you. Kel should come back and play. Man, Dome, he's such a good football player. Clearly one of the best centers I've ever seen. Okay. The Bloomin' Onions. Dude, that whole thing is great. Jurgens said he hopes to play alongside Kelsey for 1 year and learn the ropes. Chris, I think that education that he got this past season watching Jason Kelsey play was as good as – can I make a comparison to you guys? I think Cam Jurgens watching Jason Kelsey play center and watching him perform, watching him prepare is the same and equivalent as Patrick Mahomes watching Alex Smith. Okay? The education that Mahomes got on preparing for an NFL game and watching how he prepared for an NFL game, I'll make you another comparison. You know, Kobe didn't really play his rookie year. Del Harris kind of kept him back and really didn't push him forward like Iverson was. And Iverson was playing his rookie season the way he played, and Kobe was always jealous of that. Kobe always talked about that, how his contemporaries got a chance to play immediately and he didn't. But he learned so much from certain guys and how you prepare for an upcoming season. He said Jerry West was instrumental in teaching him how to prepare. So Cam Jurgens getting an opportunity to learn from Jason Kelsey, I think is spectacular. I think it's a great thing. And you couldn't have a better teacher. Okay? You couldn't have a better teacher. All right. I want to get to my priority list here. We have the top 20 free agents. Now, again, most of these guys, and the reason I wrote down the top 20 free agents, maybe these are guys that Howie could look at if those respected teams are in salary cap hell or he wants to make a deal for them. Because remember what I said to you in the last hour. Howie Roseman is better at free agents and making trades than he is drafting. His record speaks to it. Stop making false narratives. He's not good in the draft. As a draft general manager, he's poor at it. Making deals and trades, he's fantastic at it. Okay? That's who he is. It's not an opinion. Yeah, like Yale said, let's make a deal. Howie's that guy. Let's make a deal. Here's my priorities, though. I'm going to go from 10 up. I got 10. I got Boston Scott. 27.8 years of age. Coleman, thank you. He's a running back. Knows the system. He'll be cheap. He's not going to kill me. If I'm losing Miles, which I am, Miles ain't on this list either. He's not a priority. Just so you know. Boston Scott, I'm good with him. Thought he played tough. Thought he was a good football player. And like I said, this guy's not going to break your wallet. Number 9, Brandon Graham. 34.8 years of age. Double-digit sack season. Will he duplicate that? Highly unlikely. Which leads me to do a reduction in salary and say this to him. I'll tell you what. You're scheduled to make $14.4 million. Okay? You're scheduled to make $14.4. We love you as a leader. And by the way, guys, because of the new faces that are coming into the 2023 season, aren't you going to want a little leadership in that locker room? The Eagles are going to need leadership and how things are done in the locker room. You start cutting veteran guys. When veteran guys traditionally don't want to stay for cheap money, but if Brandon Graham does, and he's a soldier for the organization, which I think he is, and they offer him 5 with incentives, I believe he'll come back. And I think the Eagles would want him to come back. You don't want to have the empty side of the locker room on the defensive side, not knowing what the Eagle culture is. Brandon Graham is the antithesis of what the Eagle culture is. There you go, Yale. Continuity. You're signing him and wanting him to come back. Well, Real asks a great question, but is he a priority? To make sure that the new players that come into the building know exactly what to expect? Yes, I think he is a priority with a price tag. See, I think Brandon wants to come back, and I think he understands the landscape, like you said. So he's 35. I get it. Well, I'm going to pay you at that rate, and I'm going to pay you $4 to $5 million. He had 11 sacks. I'm good with that. That's a great number. Continuity. Watch this. Teaching the Eagle way. Teaching the Eagle way. He's not 38. Okay? Here's why I put Fletcher Cox on this list at number 8. I'm not sold on Jordan Davis, but I'm not paying Fletcher $14.4. I'll go to Fletcher and say this. Fletcher had what, 6 sacks? Not bad. Not bad. I don't trust Jordan Davis. I did not see a very good football player yet. He can't pass rush. I have not seen a good player yet. Are you going to gamble? I agree, Yale. I think Cox is out. But do you really think that the NovaCare Center and the personnel department feel comfortable in handing that defensive tackle position to Milton Williams? Jordan Davis hasn't earned that starting position yet. Milton Williams is the next guy up, not Jordan Davis. Do you feel he is ready to start and play 60 plays? That guy can't get through 20 plays. Okay. So you guys want Fletcher out, and you're going to hand a job to somebody who did not play well this year. Fletcher had 7.5 sacks, and you're taking him out. You're not signing Sue. Those guys are gone. They're 36, 37-year-old guys. Make $3 million apiece. They're not re-signing them. They're gone. Look at Yale. Potential talk. He needs to step up. That's potential talk. That's not reality talk. Fletcher Cox is a pro. Fletcher Cox is an NFL defensive tackle. Jordan Davis is not yet. Okay? Just saying, man. So, you're going to let Fletcher go and hand the job to Jordan Davis. What a leap of faith when the guy didn't show you shit all year. Fletcher Cox could have got consideration for the Pro Bowl with 7.5 sacks. Marcus Epps. I know you guys hate him. I don't know why. Safety. He's 27. Let's see here. What's the number? $14.46 million. Okay? He's not going to command anything near that. Okay? He's not going to command anything near that. I think Marcus Epps can play. Did he have a good Super Bowl? No. Okay? But he fits in what you're doing. I would pay Marcus Epps. What did I put down here? $7 million. $6 million. Something like that. I think he's a $1 million guy. Hey, Tony, he may be even under that. He may be a $900,000 guy. He may even take only $4 million to sign. That's a steal for a great safety. But watch this. So you'd rather go into the draft and have Howie draft somebody, which he can't. He's terrible at drafting secondary guys. And you think you're going to replace him with another Howie guy in the draft. You're crazy. You're crazy. Epps' salary is $965 last year. Dude, you could maybe sign that guy for $3 million, $4 million bucks. So you'd rather look at what some people are saying. I'd rather pass on Epps and go into the draft with Howie in the 3rd or 4th round with a safety than with Marcus Epps. There's another losing decision. This is how you don't make the playoffs, when you get rid of experience, when you have a position where you could pay a guy like Kaiser White and Epps less money. That's my next guy, Kaiser White. Here's what, watch this. This is what I want to do. I'm signing the sure thing. And these guys performed last year and one of the top defenses in the NFL. Look at me defending these guys now. Okay? Look at me defending them. And you want to put Nakobe Dean in there over Kaiser White? What makes you say Kaiser White, who's making $1 million, he's not going to be a $20 million guy? You give him another $4 million, you got an experienced tackling guy who had a great year for you last year and was an integral part of your defense playing well. You're not going to be able to pay all these guys. Here's a position to pay a guy, but yet, watch this. This is how you miss the playoffs. You want to move off of Fletcher, who had 7.5 sacks, to put fat guy Jordan Davis in, and now you want to take Kaiser White off, where you only have to pay him $3 million more to put Nakobe Dean, who couldn't make the starting roster, and put him in the game. Those are decisions that get you fired. You're going to – and Kaiser White's 26, and you want to put a guy – who can't play as of right now, Nakobe Dean in. Wow. That's like jumping off a cliff. That's like jumping off a cliff. Hey, Sills, we'll move on from Kaiser because we got Dean. No, you don't. Who's Dean? Who's Nakobe Dean? He's a dude to me. Nakobe Dean's a dude. He sucked on special teams. Oh, but he'll be great on the starting 11. How do you see that? Hey, he couldn't cover a punt return, but he'll be able to cover tight ends. What? Oh man. Hey, he was terrible at special teams, but this guy will he'll fill his lane when he's making a tackle. He couldn't tackle anybody in open space on special teams, but you watch him with backs out of the backfield. He's great. Yeah. Hey, look at what he said. Sills didn't see Reddick coming. At least he was playing. Jameson, at least Reddick was playing. This guy couldn't even get on the field, even in blowouts. Nakobe Dean didn't even step on the field in blowouts. Yeah. No, I'm sure Nakobe Dean's a great player. He sucked on special teams, one of the worst units in the league, but he'll be great covering tight ends and backs. I'm almost assured of it. Number 5, I got TJ Edwards here. TJ is not going to get $20 million. He'll get $7 million. So get this. You could sign TJ for about $6 million, Kaiser for about $3 million, Epps for about $4 million, Fletcher for $4 million. I'm trying to bring all your guys back to run it back, and you don't want it. But you're the same roster. It's like talking to a 2-year-old. And look, you know what's crazy too? These free agents that the Eagles have, they're 26, 26, 27. Shit, I thought Fletcher was 35 years old, man. He's 32. Kaiser White, 27. These are not old dudes. Look at AV3. Kaiser's gone, moron. So he could put a stiff and Dean in. Kobe Dean's a stiff right now. He's a stiff. Isaac Seumalo is number 4. He's so gone, though, man. That's a huge loss. He's 29 years old. They're saying Seumalo's – wait till you see where he is on the list. Seumalo's going to command $13 million. Playing with Jeff Stoutland, Eagle O-line. Are you crazy? Man, you'll never – that's a big goner too, man. That's a big goner. Wow. Isaac Seumalo's 29 years old, 29.2. And this guy's going to command at least $13-14 million. He'll start on 90, excuse me. He'll start on every team that goes after him. I mean, it could be 30 teams go after him. He'll have, of all these guys, he'll have the biggest market. Man, finding good old linemen is like finding a needle in a haystack. I mean, massive, massive market for him. Won a Super Bowl. He was on that team. He was on that team. So he's got an NFC championship, 2 NFC championship rings, and a Super Bowl ring, Isaac Seumalo. And he's only 29. And he started on this offensive line this year. The market that guy's going to have is going to be a monster market. Okay? Yeah. I'm not – Eagles goes, he's a starter. Of course he'll have a market. I'm talking 30 teams will want that guy. This guy will have 20-plus teams that will want to sign this guy. Yeah, because also he happens to have been a graduate of Jeff Stoutland University. James Bradbury has already told the Eagles, don't come after me with that cheesy money you want to throw at me. He's already told them. He's going to get $14 million. And he's 29. Bye-bye. 29. He's gone. Watch this. James Bradbury. Shit, I could see him back in New York. How funny would that be? I could see him in Washington because Washington needs corners. They need secondary help. Watch this. Here. I'll give you guys, watch this. Fletcher Cox. I could see Fletcher Cox playing in Green Bay, Buffalo, the Jets, maybe Cleveland. Marcus Epps, I could see him in Miami. I could see Epps in Los Angeles with the Rams, Chargers, Bills, Jets, Browns, Patriots, Kaiser White. I could see him in San Francisco, Seattle, Minnesota, Chicago, Carolina, Atlanta, Tampa. They may lose David. TJ Edwards. I could see him in Chicago. Kind of like Urlacher a little bit. Can't cover like Urlacher, but plays the run like him. I could see him in Chicago, Minnesota, the Jets, Dallas, Seumalo. I could see him with the Giants, the Cowboys, the Commanders, the Dolphins, the Buccaneers, the Bears, the Vikings, the 49ers, because they're not paying quarterbacks. Always start there. The Chargers. Maybe not because they got to sign Herbert. Cincinnati. Buffalo. James Bradbury. Jesus criminy, a cornerback. Where would I find a home for him? Green Bay. Tampa. Carolina. The Rams. They may lose Jalen Ramsey. Arizona. Ooh, Arizona. So Gannon gets and brings in TJ Edwards and James Bradbury. I can promise you this. Jonathan Gannon is going to offer I never thought about this. Hey, watch this. So Jonathan Gannon, because I want to keep the cap down, will offer Epps, Kaiser White, TJ Edwards, and James Bradbury contracts, knowing he won't get all of them, but he'll offer them. He may offer Gardner Johnson, too, a contract. He may go like this to Gardner Johnson, and they may get it to his agent. Don't sign with Philly because we'll take you, too. Get in the open market. Get out there and test the market. Gardner Johnson, he's going to go to Arizona. I'm convinced of that. I'm 1,000 convinced of that. Gardner Johnson is going to Arizona. Gardner Johnson is, hey, look, they may not be taking the assistant coaches off that Eagle staff, but you know what they're going to do? They're going to take them players off that Eagle roster. Steichen's going to get Isaac Seumalo for, what's the running back's name? What's the running back's name? The guy who had the kid from Wisconsin. He's going to bring him in. No. It's not Connor. The guy in Indianapolis. Steichen's going to bring in, Jonathan Taylor. Steichen's going to bring in Jonathan Taylor. Or for Jonathan Taylor, Isaac Seumalo. And Gardner Johnson and Epps are going to Arizona. Woo! Damn. They got cap room, too. Why wouldn't you? Those are your guys. Like Parcells. He's a Parcells guy. Well, you don't think Shane Steichen and Jonathan Gannon are going to raid that roster? Knowing full well what those guys' capabilities are and not? How about Miles Sanders in Arizona with Kyler Murray? Yeah, look at what Bird's saying. Sills, they're paying Kyler $45. That's why they're getting rid of DeAndre Hopkins. They're getting rid of DeAndre Hopkins because he makes $20. You're going to cut that thing in half. Woo! Yeah, look at Eagle fan. Sills is just talking. No, you're right. Shane Steichen and Jonathan Gannon aren't going to take some of these free agents. Yeah, you're probably right. Franchise tag? So Howie Roseman, who's he franchise tagging? You can't franchise tag a guy who's an unrestricted free agent. Do you idiots know that? You can't franchise. Contracts are up. There's no franchise tagging Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Isaac, you can't franchise. You have no years remaining on the deal. They're not Eagles anymore. You can't extend. There's no franchise tag. Franchise tag, what? The contracts are up. There's not an option. They don't have options on these deals. There's no team-friendly option. Big Sills ain't mad. Are you kidding me? Excited about what's to come. Are you kidding? Mad? I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled at the content. You must be nuts. Mad? Why would I be mad? I'm thrilled. CJ, TJ. So wait a minute. So you don't think Jonathan Gannon would try to make a run at Hargrave? Or the Colts? And Steichen wouldn't make a run at Hargrave, knowing full well what these guys are capable of doing and not doing? I never thought about the ramifications of two coordinators leaving at the same time as head coaches. You're right. They may not take Brian Johnson and other guys. They may have a working arrangement that way because they were given the ability to talk to those franchises to land those jobs. They probably promised they wouldn't raid the coaching staffs. But I guarantee you, man, those free agents, all hands on deck, man. Players want to get paid. And now what you have is going against these potential free agents, you're going to be bidding against yourselves with your two coordinators. That's a really rough dynamic I never thought of. They're going to want to hire guys that they know. Shit, if that's a hiring practice that you have for assistant coaches and head coaches, why wouldn't it be for players for such young guys? Gannon, right, he needs D linemen out in Arizona. Hargrave is perfect. Hey, by the way, Hargrave and Brandon, hey, I'll tell you what, I'll give you or Fletcher. Hey, Brandon and Fletcher and Hargrave, you want to come out to Arizona? It's the NFC. We're not talking about dominant teams. Chris said, you said nobody would hire Gannon. I think he's a bust. I think he sucks. But then again, too, my friend, Arizona's known for making great hires as coaches, aren't they? Arizona hired Jonathan Gannon. How appropriate. You can't get any better than that. The Bidwells, wonderful evaluators of head coaches. Wonderful. I heard that, Jameson. The NFL wants to take away the quarterback sneaks because the Eagles took such advantage of it with the scrum and how they pushed it. They want to outlaw it. I'm going to call it the Jalen Hurts rule. There's a new rule in the rule book, the Jalen Hurts rule. The NFL and the competition committee, I talked to Rich McKay, they're going to take this away. You see what Cam Hayward said from the Pittsburgh Steelers? They say it's an illegal play. Okay? The NFL is looking at it as an illegal play because you're pushing from behind to get yardage. And that used to be outlawed. This year, they allowed that. And the majority of the time, it's going to be called the Jalen. Hey, look it up, Niner. The NFL Competition Committee is looking at revoking the quarterback sneak because of the Eagles. Google it. Google it. Cam Hayward, look what he says about the play today. He says the play's illegal. Yeah. Hey, the Eagles mastered that thing. So they want to take one of those plays. Get this. I'm going to talk to Jason Cole about that in hour number 3. They want to take that play away because the Eagles had such great success with it. Hey, it's Arizona. Hey, it's Arizona. Come suck with us, Joseph. Hey, Joseph. That's where you go when you're like Emmitt Smith and you're looking for your last paycheck. Wait, did he go there? Did he go to Denver? I forget. He went to one of those places to get a retirement check. He went to one of those places. I think was it Denver that he went there? Oh, he went to Arizona. Okay. Yeah, Emmitt built his retirement home in Scottsdale. It's got dropping from the ceiling gas mask. If you live in Arizona, my daughter goes to school there, just so you know. So if you live in Arizona, it's imperative when you build your house, you have portable gas mask and making sure that you have oxygen and you have a path for your golf cart. If you don't have it, you're shit out of luck. Right? Hey, Sills, don't we have one more year? Just add an extension to her. Can't do that. You can't. You know why you can't? You can't do that, S. Blunt? Because he's a second-round draft choice. He doesn't have an extension. He doesn't have a 5th-year option. Second-rounders do not have the 5th-year option on their contract. Okay? You can't put an option. There's no option year. He would be going into making, I think I saw $3 million this year. Okay? There's no extension or option year when you're a second-round quarterback. That's only for first-rounders. $10 years, $42 million. 10 years for a guy who's going to get hurt. Yeah. Were you saying the same thing about Carson Wentz? Get the guy a 10-year deal. Probably were. Okay, wait a minute. So I got Hardgrave number 2. He's 30 years old. That's the second priority. And then the first priority is Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. So Gardner-Johnson's 1, Hardgrave's 2, Bradbury 3, Seumalo 4, Edwards 5, White 6, Ep 7, Cox 8, Brandon Graham 9, and Boston Scott 10. Those would be my guys for numerous reasons, not just ability. Gardner-Johnson, man, he's going to Arizona. They're going to pay him top money. They're going to pay him top money. Philly won't. Philly's not paying top money for anybody. Maybe Hargrave. Okay? Maybe Hargrave. Oh my God. Watch this. Hey, Yale, watch this. Gardner Johnson, Arizona. Shit, or Indy. Or Carolina. Or Jacksonville. Wait a minute. This gets better. Chauncey Gardner Johnson, Arizona, Indy, Carolina, or Jacksonville. And you know why they could pay? Hey, Yale, everyone, Tone, you know why you could pay Chauncey Gardner $14 million? Because the quarterback's on a rookie contract. So you could sign him to a 3-year contract. Meaning 45 kicks in after next year. I don't have a problem with the money. I got a problem with the framework. I'm not giving a guy like that over 5 years. It's not happening. I'm not even giving him 5 years. Philly will give him free cheesesteaks. I'm in. Sully goes like this. You act like the Eagles won't get anybody. No. I'm acting like Philly won't pay anybody. I told you. Don't you get it? That's why we started the show off with this. To bring all these guys back and run it back, it's going to cost you $223 million. Without signing Hurts. If you sign Hurts, half this roster's gone. Here, watch this. Sanders is no longer an Eagle. Seumalo is no longer an Eagle. Kelsey's no longer an Eagle. Graham's no longer an Eagle. Hargrave, Cox, White, Edwards, Bradbury, CJ, Epps. All those guys are not Eagles right now. All unrestricted free agents, UFAs. There's no restriction free agents you have in that group. Those are all UFAs. Woohoo, the content. Oh, I have a heart attack here. Woo! Eagles goes like this. Sills, I'll say I was wrong again. With what? Niners go, Sills, Hurts is elite. It's worth it. Okay. And by the way, Niner, you know what people have missed out on? They just hear me talking about how much this roster is going to cost to bring back. But what many of these idiots are missing here is this. Are they really going to be threatened outside of the Niners in the NFC this coming season? Honestly. Are you going to be threatened? If Aaron Rodgers goes to the Giants, okay. You know? If he goes to the Bucks, okay. Something like that, sure. But I think he's either going to the Raiders or the Jets. That's where I think he lands. Okay? So watch this. So the roster, I think can I tell you, I think this is what happens to the Eagles. I think the Eagles come back in talent because they're going to pay Jalen, but that's not going to be significant enough of a drop in their roster strength to make them not a top 5 potential candidate to get to Las Vegas for the Super Bowl. They're not going to be the reigning favorites because the team in San Francisco has a superior roster on February 6th and probably on July 17th when training camp is. They'll have the same roster, and they'll have Bosa signed to an extension, and their quarterback will probably be healthy. The 49ers have the best roster right now in the NFC, and I think they have the best roster in the NFL. It was the Eagles and the 49ers. Now it's the 49ers. The Eagles have to roster on starters half. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 of the 22 are not under contract. You don't have the same roster that San Francisco has. You got 10 people. 10 starters that are not under contract of the 22. San Francisco has everyone under contract. Okay? You have the better quarterback. Absolutely. This is why you know what's funny? I got people still saying this on my Twitter page. Sileo said he'd rather have Brock Purdy than Jalen Hurts. That's not what I said. I'd rather have Brock Purdy's financial situation where he's only making $900,000, and that guy got me as far. And Jalen got to one game further than Brock Purdy did. He got to the NFC title game making $900,000. And that affords me the latitude to build my roster in San Francisco. That's all I said. Had nothing to do with who's better. Had everything to do with finances. The reason the Eagles got to the Super Bowl was because of the finances and Jalen's great play. No other reason. And the free agents all playing well. Vinny goes, I didn't word it like that. All you got to do is go back and listen. That's exactly what I said. And the soundbite clip says that. That's not true, guy. You're lying. I never in a million years said that I would take Brock Purdy as a talent over Jalen Hurts. I said I would take his financial situation. The 49ers are in a better place with Brock Purdy right now on February 16th than the Eagles are with Jalen Hurts and all of these unrestricted free agents. It's a fact. You said, what has Hurts done to prove he's better than Purdy? At that time, he had done nothing. Purdy had gotten just as far. Purdy had more playoff wins, or as many, and played better than what Hurts had. Hurts' best playoff game is his Super Bowl. The rest of them suck. Jalen Hurts has played in 4 playoff games. 3 stink. The one game he played in is the most important game. It was the Super Bowl. And I thought outside of the fumble, and watch this, outside of the fumble, which that shit happens, I thought he was spectacular. I don't care what you guys say. Go listen to the show. It's exactly what I said. And I agree. Up to the NFC title game, Jalen hadn't done shit. He sucked in the playoffs this year. Super Bowl, he was great. 93 yards throwing, 39 running. And the teams they played blew. You know, Dibben, there should be an award for that. Most improved player. I'm surprised the NFL doesn't have that as an award, the most improved player. They should put that in there. I think, doesn't the NBA have that, the most improved player? I think the NFL should have something like that. The most improved. Okay? The most improved player. He didn't win shit. 2. He was carried to the Super Bowl. Played awesome in it. It's my evaluation. You don't like it? Too bad. I don't care, really. Hurts was the best player on the field. You see this right here? Someone goes, you think Hurts was the best player on the field in the Super Bowl over Mahomes? Do you? So you look at the 300, was Brady the best player on the field when he played Nick Foles? Yes or no? I thought Foles outplayed him. I thought Foles made critical plays in critical moments that won the ball game. Okay? So wait a minute. Did Brady threw for more yards? Brady threw for 500 yards. I thought Foles outplayed him. I don't think. That guy threw at 90% completion clip in the second half. The Eagles couldn't stop him. They couldn't stop Mahomes. And they were beating him with bums. Juju Smith-Schuster, I thought his career was over. He was a bum. Mahomes was spectacular in the second half. Spectacular. Okay? Spectacular. Woo, man. So hey, Tone. Watch this. Sanders. Would Doug sign him? Carolina. Ooh. Sanders and Frank. They need a running back. I should call Frank. I should text Frank. Frank, you got to go after CJ. Yeah, should I text Frank? Frank, are you going? Oh, I'm going to get Frank Reich on. We got to get Frank Reich on because I want to see who he's going after on the Eagles free agency list. Yeah, I want to see this. Then I got to text Joe Douglas too. I got to see who they're going to go after because they're going to go after all these Eagle guys. Eagle fan goes, because they listen to you. Well, Eagle fan, hey, Tone, how many times has Frank Reich been on the program? 4? I know he was on with me 3, and I think we got him on with Big Joe once. Yeah. I think he's been on our network 4 times. Yeah. Because they listen. They do listen. He told me how Nick Sirianni got the job. Dank goes, that's tampering. March. You're right. February got to be March 12th. After March 12th. Maybe we should call Frank after March 12th. Wait a minute. That's tampering? I'm not part of the NFL. Frank is, though. He can't say anything publicly. I'll have to do that behind the scenes. Yeah. I'll have to ask. Oh, let's see. Okay. I got to talk to Andrew Berry. Look at Eagle fan. Liar. So we're lying that Frank Reich's been on the program 4 times. All I got to do is Google it. Tom Telesco, the general man. Here, Eagle fan. So here's the general managers that have been on my show. Or here on the National Football Show. Kevin Colbert, Steelers. Tom Telesco, Chargers. Frank Reich, head coach. Nick Caserio, Houston Texans. I think that's 4 we've had on. Yeah. oh, yeah, too. Don't forget, Bruce Arians been on 3 times. Seals, you can't do that. Don't text for Dolphy. I won't. I won't. I don't want to give anybody. Plus, I don't want CJ signing with Arizona. I want him signing back with Philly. Watch this. Hey, man, off that list, I'll promise you this. Hey, man, you want to have a couple guys, man? I'll tell you what. You can have you can have Gardner Minshew. Hey, you can have Gardner Minshew. Okay? You can have Gardner Minshew. Gardner Minshew and Zach Pascal. You could have them guys. It's all good. Don't take anybody else. Don't take anybody good. Minshew's going to Dallas? Really? I could see Gardner Minshew going to the Jets. Jets need all the quarterback help they can get, man. Okay? See, Dan, the Eagles have $8 million and can open upwards, $25 million cap by restructuring Slay, Lane, why would you want to restructure Darius Slay, give him more guaranteed money? I could see restructuring Lane. Dude, you might want to cut Elliott. He makes a ton of money, man. Okay? And Kelsey's $10 million, yet to be determined if he's coming back. Okay? Lane, I don't have a problem restructuring Lane and giving him more in a signing bonus. I don't know, and lowering his base so that you can get that thing even more under the cap. I'm good with that. Okay? I can. I'm good with that. But Darius Slay at 32, you want to give him more guaranteed money and have that on your books for your cap for 2 years, restructuring that. Remember, sign-up bonus is going to hit that cap also. There's a cap number on that. Man, I don't know. Doesn't he have – hey, Tone, doesn't Slay have like a $32 million cap hit this year if you were to cut him? Something like a $32 million cap hit because of the money that's still owed to him. $26 million. So you want to restructure $26 million. So what are you going to do? Give him – lower his base from 18, and you want to give him 10 and still making 8 as a base? Man, that's a lot. Darius Slay has a $26 million cap hit. And if you restructure that, it kind of affects it. But you're going to give him more guaranteed money for a guy that you think is – I don't think he's shot. I think he's a good ball player, but didn't have the best second half of the season. That's a big cap hit. I don't mind Lane. You know, and I wouldn't mind restructuring Dallas Goedert. I could do Goedert. I think Goedert, I'm pretty good with that. I might want to do Mailata. Do the guys that you're confident in. Mailata, Lane, Goedert. I don't know if you can restructure any of AJ's money. I feel comfortable giving. Watch this. If I want to restructure some money around the guys, here's the guys I feel comfortable giving money to. AJ Brown, I'll restructure something there to maybe get $5 million. I'll restructure Mailata, maybe to get another $5 million. I'll restructure Lane. I'll do 10 and get him down to $4.5 million base. I'll be good with that. Okay. Goedert, maybe another $5 million. You could probably get $45 million there by doing something in restructuring. Those are the only guys I feel comfortable with that I think that those guys are still going to live out there. See, when you're going to restructure, don't do guys that are old and kind of fading. Slay's old and kind of fading. So I would say this to you, 85. If I'm going to restructure Slay, it's not going to be for a boatload of money. Lane's the guy. Goddard's the guy. AJ's the guy. Mailata's the guy. And you might save 10 on Kelsey. But watch this. I'd rather give Jason Kelsey the $10 million than have him come back for another all-pro year. Okay? I'd rather have him come back for another all-pro year. Make sense? All right, hour number 3. The top 20 free agents in the NFL. Also, I want to reset my top 10 quarterbacks. I want to hit this list because we did this at the end of the show. Jason Cole's going to join us in this hour as well. I want to get his take on free agency. But I may start out with this top 10 list because we did this at the tail end of the show a couple days ago, and I don't think I spent enough time on it. I want to redo this again. Please hit the like button. Keep it here.